Hello, welcome back to another After Effects video. In this video I want to show something a little bit more with gels, which is how the shadows can affect multiple objects. So here you can see I've got a similar scene to I had previously. I've decided to put an ambient light as well on. An ambient light is kind of cool because if you just have no ambient light, you basically just have your point light, which will light up the thing. But an ambient light is obviously much more kind of general for like a multi-use purpose, right? So if you put that on, you could then, you can light up the whole scene if you want. So that is kind of like a cool thing that you can do with the ambient light. But what I specifically wanted to show was I've got the egg is currently on its materials, cast shadows only, a little bit of light transmission there, and it's got a little animation. But what I wanted to see, you can't really see like, what it's actually doing. So if you put something in, we've got another image here, and you can see I've set this to a value of 200 on the Z. And this egg, it goes between 3 and about 200 on the Z. So it's actually going to be nearer the camera, right, at all times. So that means the shadow is going to be reflecting onto it the whole time. And you can see the cool effect that you get. It's kind of like, it's saying that there's a portal to the outside. Like imagine this is like the inside of like a wooden building, and there's a garden outside. And this egg is actually creating that shadow to see outside. So that's kind of like a cool effect. You can imagine like quite a few different applications where that would be pretty useful to use that. So this is another thing I just briefly wanted to show. And that is when you can see, if you look at the positions here, it's kind of getting closer to, you can see obviously it's getting closer to it. Here's the egg at the bottom, and there's the window. But when it's projecting onto two different surfaces, you get like a multitude of different effects. One is it's sort of like, it's almost like a little Pac-Man thing eating the window. And the other one is what happens here, where the actual shadow it becomes a larger shadow. And that's because this section here, where it's going like that, if that was on the back wall, it wouldn't be there, would it? It would be here. It would be like that. So that is a way to look at the distance between the objects to actually kind of extend the size of the shadow. And that looks something like something that's probably going to be pretty powerful as well. I definitely think this. I mean, you can imagine if it wasn't an egg, for instance. What if the shadow was one of these beams instead? That would look really cool, right? Because then you'd be, like it could be all black, and you could all like reveal something. So yeah, lots of different approaches and things that you can potentially do here. So thanks for watching.